Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So today's going to be MemoryDex Monday and we're going to be making some MemoryDex cards from the kikki.K She Shines collection. So let's go! Alright, so originally today's video was going to be using this ultimate gift wrapping book from kikki.K because a lot of people have asked for me to actually do a video using it because at the moment I'm kind of just hoarding it. However, when I was looking through there trying to sort of work out what I was going to do, there's a collection in there that's got a lot to do with like weddings and those sort of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a MemoryDex card for my wedding anniversary using that, which is in November. So hold tight. I am going to do something, and I was then going to do another one, and I thought, nah, because then you're going to see it twice. I'm going to hold out and do the one for the wedding, so stay tuned. That will be on the 13th of November. But I do want to still do something using my MemoryDexes because I haven't done one for a long time. So I thought I'd use this absolutely gorgeous Make It Sparkle collection from kikki.K. Is it Make It Sparkle? It's not Make It Sparkle, it's She Shines. I did know what it was called. It's got this thing on the top. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do two. I think I'm going to do one from the pink side or the peach side, and one from the green side. So I'm just going to grab out two of the dies. So these are my MemoryDex dies. These are Heidi Swapp ones. You don't have to have the dies, but they do certainly make life a little bit easier. Especially for the way we're going to do it today with we're going to cut the paper out and everything. It is going to make it a little bit easier. So I like the dies. I got mine from Spotlight. I will link my intro to MemoryDex video down below because it's been a while since I've done it, so probably not a bad idea for you guys to see that again. So I'm just lining these up on the cardboard first because the paper in here is not going to be strong enough, so I need something that's going to give it a bit of strength. So I'm just going to grab some washi tape. This is just to hold them down on the cardboard while they run through the die machine. So I ran that through twice. You would have seen once sort of with one end popping up and then once with the other end popping up. That's just because my plates aren't quite long enough. So you just kind of work with what you got. I was trying not to ruin the washi tape that was on there because I was going to use it again. But that one's ripped off, but that's okay. So there's our two MemoryDex cards. If it'll pop off. There it is. Really easy. Thankfully they've come out flat, which is nice. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the dies to cut out some patterned paper. So I'm going to use the notepad for the green one because I adore this bit of paper. Where is it? Come on, there it is. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. So I'm going to use this one. Now no, I'll fix it afterwards. I was just going to say, I've just noticed that there's just a knot. There's kind of a bit of a lip around the outside, but I'll fix that up later. So I'm going to use the sort of top notch one for this. So I'm just going to wander this around the page until I sort of see what I want. Now sometimes it can have just a little bit of like paper dust sort of attached to it, so I'll just give it a quick rub off. So all we're going to do for this first one is we're just going to attach these together. So I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to use normal glue tape. Now I'm just having a look at this because there's just a little sort of slither of paper just around the outside that hasn't quite cut right. So I'm just going to fix that. There we go. That's better. I'm actually just going to do something a bit silly. So I'm just grabbing, this is actually a kikki.K pen, but I'm just grabbing, I use the pom-pom a lot. I actually don't ever use the pen, I just use the pom-pom. And I just use it as a bit of a duster. Now I've folded that, but that's okay. Yeah, is it okay? I just use it as a bit of a duster because sometimes you just need something that's not going to leave anything. You don't need an eraser, but you just need a bit of a duster, basically. Now I did accidentally put a crease in that. I'm actually going to leave it. I think it's okay. I'll probably end up covering it anyway, so it's not a problem. So I'm just going to cover my little card with glue. And I'm just going to line these two up. I'm not pushing at all on this at the moment. I'm just lining it up. I'm just eyeballing it. And then we'll stick it down. And if there's any bit where I have missed, because I'm sure I've missed a couple of bits along the way, I'm just going to run a little bit more glue on there. But that seems okay. Alright, so there's our card. Now we're going to get to decorating it a little bit. So, you could use, and someone asked me actually in one of my videos if I use these as just little bits of art or if I actually put pictures or anything on there. I think you can use pictures on there, and I definitely have a plan when I do my wedding video, when I do my wedding one, I have a really big plan. Actually, while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to do that too. Because this one is double-sided, as in you can use both sides. Some of them you can't because of the shape. That doesn't make any sense. You can't use the front bit. You've got to sort of flip the die over to use it because it's, where is it? This one. Like if I cut that out again and put it on the other side, it would be the wrong bit of paper. Anyway, I'm just going to run this through again so I can do this one double-sided because I have an idea of something I can do on there. Yeah, some people were asking if it was just like a piece of art or if it actually was somewhere to keep memories. The way I'm looking at my MemoryDex is it can be whatever I want it to be. If I want it to just be a piece of art and nothing else, that's fine. Sometimes you just want to create and you don't really have anything to create for, so you just want a place to make that you don't sort of get judged for, I guess. That's what my MemoryDex is kind of being for me. And when I get some more time, I have a lot of other plans of other things to do. I just haven't had time yet, so I will get to them. I still have the plan to do a MemoryDex card for every single Planners Anonymous kit there's ever been. And considering how many there are and how many I have, that could take me a couple of months. So I've just cut out another one there. I'm just going to do the same thing I did before and just rub over that with my duster. Felt like doing a double-sided one because I'm going to put an envelope on the back of it. So I'm going to grab the Paper Lovers book, and in here there is a horizontal envelope. It's got stars on one side, but it's just plain green on the other. Hold on, is there another one? No. Maybe I use that one and go sideways. It might actually be too big. You know, that one's too big, so we can't use that one. One might actually end up being too big as well. I'm going to give it a go anyway. It's so long since I've used a bit of kikki.K envelope. And I just tore that, and usually I'm a bit more careful, but oh well. So I'm going to say something that I also haven't said in a really long time, and I'm just going to go over here and just cut out the notches because I don't like them. Now this is supposed to go with the peach side on the outside. I'm going to do the other way. So I'm going to do the green side as the outside. But it also means you're going to get this really cute little pop of peach when you open this up. That little peach bit will be on the inside, will sort of come up, which will be really nice. So just a little bit of glue tape on here to seal this one. If I put too much on, I'll just rub it off with an eraser. So I've got a little bit too much there. Actually, I don't need to use an eraser. Just going to rub off the excess dots with my finger, and then we can either stick this down this way so that it's an envelope that looks sort of backwards, or we can have it this way and have it open that way. I think I'm actually going to put it, I'm going to stick the stars down because I think they make a really cool kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Pop of colour, that's not the word I wanted, but that'll do. Stick that down. I'm going to stick glue all down the other side of this one. I'll put that on here. So I'm just avoiding the little notches that is where the card bit sits. And I'll actually put this in my MemoryDex thing in a sec so you guys can see. There's also just a little bit of paper hanging off the side there. So that could be anything I want it to be. I can put little pictures in there, or I could put, oh, actually, I have an idea in a sec. But I'm just going to make this side pretty first and put some stickers on it. And because we've now gone with this, I'm actually going to use all kind of go with the art that's already here. So all the foiled parts, and we'll use the foiled when we come to the peach side of it. So this one's the beautiful foiled side. Oh, I love this one. I really want to use this one on the front. It's one that I've wanted to use from the second I saw this collection. I love it. It's gorgeous. And I really want to use it on the other side. So I'm just putting the moon on here. I'm just going to put a couple of the stars on the left and on the front. Before I do this, I want to just see if there's I almost wish there was just like a sentiment. I know we don't do sentiments in kikki.K, but too much stamping's kind of made me want to. Just sort of having a look. What have we got? Because there's definitely the foil part. Alright, I'm going to grab this. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to grab this one here that's the Never Forget Who You Are. And I'm going to destroy the sticker, but I'm going to do it in a sec. So grabbing this one first. This has got a bit of intricacy to it, so I'm just going to be a bit careful. Stick that just to the left. And just have it sort of sitting and hanging down like that. Oh, that is so pretty. And then with the sticker, it might not work, but I'm going to try anyway. So I'm just cutting this up. Up to you whether you keep the bits that you're cutting off, because it obviously would still, like, it's still nice paper and everything, but cutting these, I want to cut the words apart. And I'm not doing this straight, I'm deliberately kind of cutting to that line. Alright. I'm actually going to put these, just because I want to mount them up a little higher. So I'm just grabbing the Never Forget, putting that on that white cardboard, and then the same thing with the Who You Are bit. I've probably been a little bit too rough with cutting those out, but that's alright. Just going to cut around them now that they're on the cardboard. What I'm just sort of thinking while I'm doing this is how cool, and I don't think I'll do it now, but I might show you guys in like an update video, maybe in my live this month. In the pocket in the back, so the idea here is the Never Forget Who You Are. I think what I'll do in the next couple of weeks, and I'll put a little reminder in my book so I don't forget, but I'm going to go around and take photos of things that I think are who I am, if that makes sense, and put them in the pocket, so there'll be little sprocket pictures in the back. And that's sort of that's what this whole card is about. I love when ideas like that just come to me when I'm not really trying. I could have used thinner foam tape here instead of cutting it in half. Would have been easier, but I didn't realise it was not quite so as big as I wanted it to be. The Who You Are at the bottom, and Never Forget there like that, so it sort of sits. And I'm going to put a star over here as well, like one of the ones out of the sticker book. Because it's raised up, it kind of looks like it's a little bit, I don't know, not more important, that's not the right word, but it doesn't look like it's deliberately covering the sticker, which it could have kind of looked if we'd done it the other way. So I'm going to grab this shooting star one. No, it's too big. I so love that, and I had no idea what I was doing then, but I love the way that's come together. And that's just a cool thing to then be able to chuck in. Yeah, actually, I'm just grabbing my quickie glue pen for a sec. I didn't put enough glue down on the envelope. Oh no, because that's it. Oh no, I still didn't. So I'm just using a bit of glue to sort of put that down. That's okay. But I think that'll be really cool when I put those photos in there and they kind of have this extra things in the back. I think that's really cool. Woohoo! Alright, so I'm going to do another one really quickly. So I'm going to do a peach one. because part of me just really just wants to die cut that and mount. That's all I want to do, but I'm not going to because that's cheating. So I'm just having a look here. I'm gonna grab this pattern, or not pattern paper, note paper. And again, we're gonna die cut. I know I'm kind of right in the middle of the page, so I'm gonna try and save some of it. Die cut that right at the top, because that way I can preserve the quote, because I really like that quote anyway, so it's probably not a bad one to try and keep on there. And I'm just thinking if I'll layer it up with some of the peach at the bottom. I don't know. What I'm half thinking is cutting that off and then putting that sort of watercolor, like cutting out around it and layering that on, and then cutting another one. Actually, I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. I'm just going to line that up. So I just want to cut it straight. I'm a little nervous. And I'm going to cut while I've got everything sort of out. Another one of these. Not quite going to work like I wanted it to, I don't think. I think my plan was kind of to have that and then this bit. Oh, let's just cut it all up and see what happens. So I'm just going to cut out just following along this sort of watermark line. So I'm just sort of fussy cutting it, but I'm cutting it so that the white bit is still there, and that's so that it can kind of blend up into the white behind the quote. So, how are we going to fix this? Because I can't really put it back together. I'm going to do the same sort of thing on this one, because this one's obviously coming up a little bit higher. So I feel like if I put that on there just like that, that looks a bit plain, but if I put it on like that and then have that straight line, that might be just a little bit too stuck. So I'm just seeing what else I've got. Because sadly there's no washi tape in this collection. It's the same colour as that. I've messed up, guys, and I've got to find a way to fix it. I'm going to grab one of these little, they're from the rosette. I never use the rosettes, I'll admit I'm not really a big fan of them. And I didn't do a very good job there, but that's alright. So I'm just pulling this one out. Because I'm using the other side, it should be fine. So I want to use the peach spots. I'm just cutting off the little knobbly bits. Knobbly bits, that's my word. I knew there was a word I used to use, I just couldn't remember what it was. Why didn't you help me with my word? So we'll put the big peach bit down first, and we'll put the Find Your Magic on top, and then we'll use the little spotty bit. It's still not great, but it's going to solve the problem. So it just kind of breaks it up. So we'll stick all of that down. I think this one will just be one-sided. But you could really easily stick an envelope on the side of this one as well, and that would be really cool. Okay, and then we'll put the quote on the top. Now I don't want to use the flaggy bit, so I'm going to cut that off. But I'm going to stick it down and then cut the excess off, that's easier. I have put a bit of glue there, so I'm just rubbing the desk off just so that I don't get it on the back of my card. Just before I stick that down. I almost feel like I need a sander just to fix the edges on this. I don't know why, I think it's something to do with the dies. They just kind of leave a little bit of a cut residue on the edges, which is a little annoying, but you survive. Alright, we need something down there. I want to use some of the shiny. Don't need another quote, I know that bit. I'm going to use these circles. These ones are just slightly smaller, I think. I'm going to grab one out in a sec and see if they are. So I just want decorative ones. I don't want anything with a quote on it. So I'm getting 3. I think 3 is the right number here. So I want to put the really plain one in the middle. Nothing special about this one other than the fact that I messed it up and tried to be too clever. But I really like the way that's come out. It's seriously just sticking stuff down. But I wanted to show you guys that the Paper Lovers books, I tend to just use them in my planner, and that's sort of basically all they are. But I need to start getting them out and start using them in these kind of ways, because they are also really great for MemoryDex cards, for cards, which now that I am making more cards, maybe that's something that I need to do more often. But there's just 2 little MemoryDex cards, not too complicated, pretty simple. A lot of it's just sticking stuff together. But just get your stuff out, get your stash out, see what you've got and see what you can create, because I definitely didn't think I'd create that, and now I've got that really great idea of sticking some photos and bits and pieces in there that just kind of are who I am, and I think that's a really cool thing to try to see if I can do that. So don't forget to pop in for my live to be able to see what I put in there. I will put a note so I don't forget. So pop in on the 23rd to see all of that at 8 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I'll also be announcing the winner of my Advent Calendar giveaway. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below for you as well as my sort of intro to MemoryDex. And I'm going to try and do MemoryDex videos a little bit more often. I've just been so busy the last couple of weeks, they've kind of keep getting shunted. So I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to be following me on all of my socials so you don't miss any updates. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. And I will see you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye.